Hello, everybody. This is Kristen Alex from the future.
Hi.
Actually, no, this would be the past.
The past.
Whatever. You're about to listen to an episode that is actually from the past. This is technically 13.5, meaning the follow-up to the Imposter Syndrome episode. If you don't know, we do a follow-up episode every Friday on our Patreon, and this was one of them. And we just felt like it was so good.
We sat there after and we were like, we want everyone to hear this.
The public needs to hear this. So it's just a follow-up to such a big topic we can all relate to. And these are stories from some of your fellow audience members that really helped us really kind of put the term into a real life perspective. So we hope you enjoy. All of our patrons over on Patreon kindly suggested and let us release this to you guys. So super excited that you get to hear it, and we hope you enjoy it. Also, yes, we're sick. It's not COVID. We're good. But yeah, also Alex is doing the ad alone in this.
Yeah.
So don't laugh. Don't point fingers.
Be nice to me.
Be nice. She did it all alone because I was homesick, but we're in the up and up now. So everything's good. All right. Enjoy. Love you.
Have fun. Bye.
How do cameras work?
I will never understand.
Like, how is it tracing every movement right now?
Light and color, light.
But like, how is it recording? How is it
Reflections.
staying?
Yeah,
how
who
is it
knows?
something we can watch back like 100 years later? And like, it's so accurate and you can see detail and like zooming. How does that work?
I could never understand. Like, I can't even understand how a camera works.
You know what we should do? An episode where it's kind of like how it's made. And you and I each tackle one thing and like really explain how the fuck it actually works.
Okay. Would that interest anyone?
I don't care. But you have to say, we're doing it. 'Cause it's
What if we did that for like, I'm thinking of like a specific holiday that'd be cool for.
Groundhog Day.
April Fool's Day? It's like a funny, like, April Fool's word, how it's made. I don't know.
What about like Father's Day? Like, man, how it's made.
I was thinking for Father's Day we should have Norman Phil on.
Yeah, we could. I don't know if Phil would like it, like how my mom did. We can ask them. I think he'd be really like shy.
Really?
Yeah.
Norm was like, yeah,
Phil
I'll
has
do
a lot
it.
of anxiety.
Can we do shrooms?
Phil won't do shrooms. Phil's so straight edge. It's
Yeah.
crazy. He's the most straight edge man I know. Anyway, hi guys, welcome back.
Hey, welcome back to Oddvice. This is a podcast where we give advice.
You guys know what it is. You're literally on Patreon.
Oh, yeah. We went to the bank.
Yes. You guys, it's season 2, episode 14.5. We're over probably 150 episodes in, something like that. And we've had our LLC since we started Oddvice. Obviously, we did it before we even had episode 1, damn near.
Yeah.
We got our LLC. We have a contract and everything. Like, we did like all the stuff you're supposed to do on the back end when you go into business with people. We did that, right? Besides one of the biggest things, a bank account. And we never worried about it because we weren't making any money.
And then finally, after like thanks to you guys and like and picking up season 2, we are like, okay, we need somewhere to like put this. It's literally just been like sitting in the back end of all these websites,
like back end of YouTube, back end of Patreon. YouTube, we barely make money on YouTube because
we can't monetize anything we talk about,
like, at all. That's like honestly was a big reason why we made Patreon too. But you can't even cash out what you make on YouTube unless you get it to a certain threshold, and we just met that. And I think the threshold's like
$400.
It's just so bad. But we need a bank account so that we can properly pay our producers, because I don't want to keep paying through my LLC because then that fucks me tax wise. Like,
yeah, and tax season's coming up, and we're gonna have to like figure out how to do all that shit. No one cares.
No, you guys literally don't care. But we took a picture outside of the bank too, because we're like,
yeah,
we're like at the bank for something we started together.
Wait, it's funny because we went to the bank last week and we kind of like I got a little cute, like I wore jeans with no holes and
we wore blazers.
But we like took a cute picture outside, and then we went in and they were like, yeah, we can't see you today. You need to make an appointment.
It's not a cute picture. We'll put it up on Patreon so you guys can see it. It's the most terrifying picture ever.
And then so we had to like make an appointment for the whole week after.
Right. And then we went in, and Guillermo helped us. He was so cool. Look at it. I'll put it up. It's so awkward. Yeah. So we went to the bank. What else did we do this past weekend?
Money moves, people making money moves.
You only need, what is it, 7 streams of income to be a millionaire. So we're almost there.
At 2.
I have
2.
I have
I have 3.
maybe 3.
I have 3.
What do I? Podcasts,
Podcast.
YouTube, brand deals, investments, drug dealing. I'm just kidding. No, I have 4.
Is my 401k one?
Yeah,
Oh, it's not a stream of income.
but it's building income.
Oh, okay. So,
Like the
my
same
day
way
job,
my investments are building. Like I'm not pulling out.
right? My day job, my night job. Just kidding. My day job, podcast, and then I do like freelance work on the side.
We're almost there. That's pretty good
3.
for our age. We're halfway there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Speaking of my day job,
Okay.
what?
No. Go.
Well, I was just gonna say, a lot of you people are you people.
Hey, all you people. Hey,
A lot of you guys are finding me on LinkedIn.
Oh,
I don't know how to deal with it.
don't do that. Right? Don't
Yeah.
you like not want that?
Yeah, I would rather people. I purposefully not, and I'm only gonna say this to my patrons because I love you guys, and I feel like we're
We
talking to our
trust
best
you.
friends, and we trust you. I purposefully keep my like where I work private, just because I don't want it to ever affect like we talk about like drugs and shit on this podcast, and I don't want it to ever affect like my ability to even work there. So, I would rather not people go searching for me on LinkedIn. Yeah. So I just thought I'd say that.
Yeah. What I was gonna say, streams of income. Another one that we could have is merch. And I wanted to give you guys an update about that because last we told you, like even on like a
We're
Zoom
like, "Oh, it's
call
coming
a
soon."
few months ago or weeks ago, whatever, I don't know time. We even kind of showed that we got our sample in. Whatever happened with that merch company, they were like really good at first, but then they were kind of rushing us. And they were like having us or trying to get us to approve a design without even seeing a physical sample. And we're both so like fucking visual. We were like, we're not going to
There's
do
no
that.
way.
So we kind of just like paused with them. So yeah, that sucks to tell you guys, but we
want it to be perfect.
we want it to be perfect or as close to perfect as we can get. I've done the merch thing where I've like rushed to get something out just because like people wanted it and like make money, whatever. And it's just not worth it. Like it, especially both of us coming from like an apparel background. Like if we just physically and mentally cannot do that to ourselves and our pride of the
Right.
apparel industry. We're not going to do it. So we're sorry, but we're still actively kind of working on it. It's just something
Yeah.
really as of recent that we were like, okay, let's not work with these people. And we're kind of back to square one in a way. So yeah, just an update on that. Cause I know like last you guys heard, we were like, all right, it's coming. And I meant it. And it was, it's just shit changed. What else? Oh, we finished You.
Finish all you.
Yeah. But someone commented on the YouTube video.
Yeah. Fucking dick. Someone was just like, someone literally said, spoiler
alert.
by the way. Oh, and someone also commented we should do like on the screen. Maybe we can have Steven put like a little timestamp of when to hop back in when we say spoiler alert.
There's no shot.
Chris
is
talking to you.
Talking to you. he's for sure watching like The Bachelorette or something. Did you hear what we said? Yeah, we'll tell you.
Oh,
Later.
okay.
Oh yeah, that's true. He's recording. He's
Duh.
gonna listen to
So
this.
Steven, can you put a little timestamp when people should pop back in? Okay, spoiler alert
Spoiler
starts now. Joe kills you. And someone commented on our video last week and says Joe kills you.
Before we had even seen it.
Yeah.
Did you see it before
No,
you watched it? Okay,
I
that's
luckily
good.
I looked at it yesterday.
Okay. Yeah, we finished. We only had one episode left. So yeah, Joe kills you.
Right, it's fucking crazy.
It was a cool way they did it. I really liked how like their last supper together was that chicken that they had from when they first met, that like perfect meal that she made for him in season 2. I loved like that little tie along. At first we were kind of stunned that we thought he was dying in the moment.
Right.
But then that whole thing where he like it showed that like no matter what, Joe is just fucking psycho and like he's always 10 steps ahead of his like his victims and whatnot. So that was cool that he had the antidote and everything.
I like how loose they left. So at the very end of the last episode, he's seen like walking around Paris. I like how loose they left it for season 3.
3, yeah.
4.
4. Oh my
Yeah.
God, that's crazy. Yeah, I think that was really well done. Another kind of reason why we wanted to rush and finish it is because what I was seeing all over TikTok is that what's currently happening with Brian Laundrie, people were relating to the finale of You, and I was like, I still haven't updated myself with what's happening with Brian Laundrie because I specifically it seems fucked up, but I didn't want to fuck up what was going to happen in You. But now it makes sense that supposedly the remains found were his, but people are saying like there's no shot. Like, how did they just find it right when the parents went out to search? People think it's because the parents planted it so that people got over it. But then I'm seeing something else where those weren't his remains and the funeral got canceled. I saw that somewhere too.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't see. I feel like the only way I do keep up with it is like via what comes up on my For You page, and it's just like not.
There's so
a
many
good
things
resource,
now. There's
obviously.
so many things. Also, spoiler alert, done, by the way.
Yeah.
Thank you, Steven. Yeah, the Brian Laundrie thing. I do think there's something really fishy there. I don't know what it is. People are saying how his parents are like the modern day Joe and Love.
Yeah.
Which is interesting. But I do kind of feel like he's just like he's hiding.
Yep. He's literally in Paris where Joe is.
Oh fuck, spoiler alert.
Oh shit. Sorry, Steven.
So now put the spoiler ended. Okay, no more talking about You.
Done.
Yeah, that shit's crazy. There was something on my For You page about a girl who she was in the area where everything was found, and she found Gabby's water bottle, Gabby Petito's water bottle, and called the police and was like, yo, this is it. Like, it had the same very specific decals as like shit in her old videos, like a little like old like Calpac water bottle. And the police were just like, it's nothing. And she's like, this is her water bottle. Like, how are you guys not taking this? And people are like, that's like, oh my God, do you guys hear how creaky our bed is? Listen. We need WD-40 stat.
That's crazy.
Yeah. And the cops just like aren't taking these little things seriously. And people are saying, because they think like his parents are like paying people off and shit. Fuck. And like,
because she's part of the FBI, or she worked for
like
the FBI
tie.
or CIA or whatever.
Yeah, I know she had some tie to like something big. So I don't know. That's actually fucking terrifying. But gosh, this whole story has been so crazy the way it's developed.
And like how
quickly
much
it's developed too.
Right. And like how much the internet sleuths have like contributed, but also just like put so much information out there that you don't know what's real, what's fake, what's like actually found by detective. Like, you just don't fucking know.
It's cool in the way that like people are getting in and, you know, finding clues, and people are going out like how that girl found that water bottle. But then I also wonder, like, this is something that detectives are not trained to deal with, is how involved the public is right now.
Right.
So people going out and doing their own research on foot is also messing up the paper trail of footprints and all that, where usually a detective doesn't have to factor in so many external people into a search. They're probably like hiding so much from us, kind of rightfully so, in a way, so that it's like, let us just focus, like we're the professionals. But then I'm also like, no, but it's really cool that we're doing. I don't know. I go in circles. I have no opinions about anything. This is what I do when I think about shit that's happening in society. I look at every perspective and I just go in circles, and I just like,
yeah, because there's really no like right or wrong answer when it comes to shit like this.
Truth is perspective.
Yeah,
it's like your truth. They said that in a book I was reading. Let's talk about the books we're reading right now.
Okay, I finished mine last night.
I haven't read it. Or I read it. I got halfway through because we had a spa day the other day. It was so fun. Kind of. Mine actually sucked, but it was a good day. And I'm what's the name of my book?
Stop Doing That.
Stop Doing That Shit by Gary Bishop or something.
I don't know.
Wasn't it like Gary? Some like name like that. It's a really good book. It's about self-sabotage and just like, you know, cutting yourself slack to an extent. You also need to also push yourself forward. I've read so many spiritual books that are like, be gentle with yourself and give yourself time, and you know, life can be heavy and it's okay. And those are all really valid points that are really drilled into me, and I really do live by and will continue to live by and will raise my children to live by. But something I like about this book is they kind of just like cut the shit. And I mean, literally that word's in the title. It's such a blunt book. He's so blunt about his approach.
He doesn't give a fuck. He doesn't feel sorry for you.
He's just like, you're self-sabotaging yourself and nobody's going to get you out of that besides you.
It's like a cool perspective.
Yeah, I think it's definitely not for everybody the same way blunt people aren't for everybody, but it works for me because bluntness is kind of my language. It's my mom is always blunt with me. Like being blunt is kind of just the way things have been drilled into me. So I've been really enjoying the book. If you guys want to check it out, it's don't do that shit. I think it's the sequel or a follow-up. You don't necessarily need to read the first one, but Unfuck Yourself. It's the same same author. Yeah, it was really good.
Did you
though.
read Unfuck Yourself?
No, but he said in the book, he's like, you don't have to do that. Unfuck Yourself was about, did he say it was more about like self-esteem or something? I don't know. I forget what it was exactly, but the way he described Unfuck Yourself, I was like, I'm sure I can get something from any book,
right?
But that's not, I don't feel like that's a book I need to be reading. Self-sabotage is something I do need to be reading though.
Yeah. I want to read it after you.
I think you'll like it because I think you relate to the kind of like cut the shit.
Yeah.
Don't be a bitch. Like, yeah. At the end of the day, sometimes you need to be told that. Like, it's like
it's what works for me. It snaps me into like,
get together.
Yeah. And like, I hate when other people pity me, but I also like hate self-pity. So it's like,
exactly.
I feel like this would be a good.
You and I are a lot alike in that, where it's like we are sensitive with ourselves, and I think our generation is really becoming more sensitive with ourselves, which is good, but I think we need to find a balance. Yes. Like you can baby yourself too much, and then you're enabling.
Yep.
It becomes sensitivity becomes enabling, and I think this book really kind of brings you back and is like, I feel you, because like he will validate shit in that book. He'll be like, yeah, you probably did come from a shitty childhood and you were just kind of born into this situation that you couldn't control, but what's done is done. Move forward.
Don't let it define you.
Exactly. Do what you can to get past it. It kind of just like, he grabs you by the shirt and is like, come on, kid. Like, fucking go. Like, you can do it. You're fine. Which I like.
That's cool.
Yep. What are you reading?
I finished it last night. It is called Daisy Jones and the Six. It's one of like the TikTok.
Oh, it is?
It's a book talk book.
Oh, I didn't know that. I thought you just like picked it up.
Oh, no. I follow like a couple book talk recommendation people. And it's really good. It's written in a way, it's about a girl growing up in LA in the 60s and 70s and a band that is like rising to fame at the same time. But it's written in like, it's all dialogue, but it's all as if it's a transcript of a documentary. Mm-hmm. So that's
a perfect way to explain it.
Right. It's like people's account of the past. And it's like, it's cool because not everyone has the same memories. Like some people say things happened that maybe didn't, and they all like fucking did drugs and drank their whole lives. So it's like, it's cool to see the different perspectives of like what the truth might have been back then. Yep. It's really good. I also just ordered, so I finished it and I just ordered The Seven Husbands of Evelyn.
Is that a TikTok book too?
Yes.
I think I saw that.
It's the same author.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So you think it's going to be the same format?
No, I don't think it's the same format, but it's also about someone famous, I think. I don't like to look up the synopsis.
Me either. Because then I'll already start writing a story in my head.
Right. Mm-hmm. So I ordered that. It comes tomorrow, so I'll start that and I'll finish it probably this week. But
we're just book girls.
Yeah, I was doing, so when I was doing research to like find another, or when I finished that book last night, I was like, I loved reading. Like I need to find another book to pick up. Yeah. And you like a lot of those books, like what you're reading right now, but I like a lot of fiction.
I do like fiction. I just honestly I'm only reading that book because we were at the bookstore like 30 minutes before our spa appointment, and I texted my friend. I was like, quick, I'm at the store, right. Like give me, and that's what he gave me. So it was kind of his choice, if you will. But
you should read it.
I will. I'll read anything. I don't think I'll ever say no to a book. I've read more the past like year of my life than I have since probably like middle school. I feel like I took a big break. I read a lot growing up because like I feel like you kind of had to with school,
right?
And I did enjoy it, and then picking it back up more recently, I am realizing how quickly I read.
Yeah, you read really. I don't read that quick.
I read 120 pages in 3 hours.
Holy shit.
And but I got an hour massage in between. I was like, but I just read quick and I'm taking it in. But like I noticed like I got halfway through a book in one spa day with a 90-minute treatment and a 60-minute treatment in between. Like
I can't do that. I read because I have to like reread paragraphs. Just because I realize that I'm not paying attention.
I'll reread sometimes, especially with these like self-help books. He'll even say, and other authors in self-help books will say like, read that again.
Yeah.
Like really ask yourself. So I will do that sometimes too. But yeah, I didn't know I read so fast. It feels cool. It feels good.
Yeah.
Like my brain's
no,
like,
I felt like I gained someone else's like life story.
yes.
It's so cool.
Not us being like, oh my God, reading is so good for you guys. Literally, they've been
Fucking
saying this since the 1800s. We're like, no, you should really try it.
Oh shit, I was gonna say something.
I learned something new today.
What?
How to open a bottle with a lighter. Cool, huh?
I thought you always had known how to do that.
Now I can do it with my teeth.
Oh, that's bad.
So it's good that I learned this.
Yeah.
I got a water from Bluestone Lane and I was on the phone with Tanner and I was like, oh fuck, they didn't open it. It was like Aquapana, so it's like a bottle cap, is bougie as fuck, and it's not twist off. I thought if it's not alcoholic, it's twist off, but I guess not with Aquapana. And he's like, do you have a lighter? And I did it.
Nice.
Like it felt so good. I only thought of that because you said you felt like you're gaining someone's perspective.
Mm-hmm.
I related that to me learning something new today. I was like, I learned how.
That's cool.
It was a good feeling. Maybe I'll show you guys
Forgot what I
sometime.
was gonna say.
I know. Sorry.
Nope, not coming.
It's not coming back.
Nope.
Okay.
Should we hop right into it?
On the day, what are we wearing?
I'm actually wearing a new short.
Oh yeah.
Oh my god, my nipples might show.
I thought you meant it was out. I was like, Steven, look away.
It's this is from ASOS. Fucking duh. These are I'm wearing short socks. Ooh,
Wow, sexy.
ankles. And then these are from
ASOS,
also
right?
ASOS. Yeah.
I'm wearing lounge sweats. Lounge is so fire, you guys. Look at this.
Oh
So-
yeah.
Ow.
Oh, also I'm wearing a Salt and Straw beanie. We should get Salt and Straw.
Oh my god, no! Don't tell me that because I will. These lounge sweats are really cool. I think I have a code. What was it again? Kristen M10. Kristen 10.
Oh, I have no clue.
Remember I told you recently.
Kristen 10 or 10 Kristen.
Or Kristen M10. Try one of those. I think it gets you 10% off. I don't even know if it's still active. But all their
No, it is.
sweats. It is.
Yeah.
All their sweats come with these like this built-in thing where it looks like your underwear's poking out, but it's not.
Nice.
It's just like a cool little thing. And then the shirt is, where's the shirt from?
That's Cotton On.
Cotton On. And then
But from ASOS.
oh really?
Yeah.
They have Cotton On?
Yeah.
That's interesting. I used to work for Cotton On. Fun fact. Liquid Death beanie.
Oh, also, the playlists are updated.
Oh. Thanks to Alex. Or did Heather help you?
Okay, yeah. I was going to
Thank you,
say
Heather.
big fucking shout out to Heather because she has I'll show you the picture. She DM'd me on Discord.
That worked.
And she keeps a list of all of our songs by week.
Oh my god. Okay, Heather. Literally,
Do you want a job?
she should have equity in this company. You can't even have it. We're not. You can't do that. But like, if we could, you'd have it.
Should we put her name plus Heather?
Do you have sticky notes?
Do you have sticky notes?
Do you have a Sharpie?
Fuck.
Do you have a pen in your bag?
I do.
Okay, we're writing Heather's name. Here goes nothing.
What's the last initial of her last
Oh my! Why do I want to say T? Doesn't that feel right?
Do you want to be on Beyonce's back?
Well, is she gonna wait for her to answer? Hold on.
Oh no, my pen's out of ink. Okay.
No, we got this. It's Heather T.
Yeah.
The fact that I knew. Wow.
Oh, I put a heart.
Oh, just make it little tiny T. Heather Tiny T. Oh, I thought you did I. I was like, wrong. Oh my God, Heather. That's cool. Okay.
Welcome to the club.
Welcome to the club. What's your song of the day? I wrote down mine because I'm prepared.
Oh shit, I'm not.
My song of the day is so cute and so just cute. You should really listen to it. It's called You, Dear by Eloise. You, comma,
Eloise,
dear.
she's for sure British.
It did give me like maybe like French vibes. Let's see. It's like it's very like wait. I just realized since we're on Patreon, we can like play things because we're not gonna get copyrighted.
Sick.
I've spent a lot of time looking out of hotel windows, seeing the trees.
She's for sure not from America.
French vibes.
Yeah.
It's so cute, you guys. Please go listen.
My song is sorry. It Won't Stop by 7th Streeter. You
We
know it.
can't stop.
Oh, I can play it.
We won't stop. Oh,
Right?
can we just let this play for a sec?
Yep.
That's such a good
It's
song.
such a good fucking song.
Yeah. You're like,
It's called It Won't Stop by 7th Streeter featuring Chris Brown.
oh my
And the
god.
fucking hold on.
Okay, so we're gonna take a quick break for our sponsors today. It's just me. Kristen's at home sick, but it's not COVID. Don't worry. So our first sponsor today is Dadgrass. We've talked about them before. As you guys may or may not know, I am like really sensitive to weed, but Dadgrass is so cool because it's low in THC and high in CBD. So it's like a really chill, low-key high, which I feel like you don't get these days with a lot of the weed. So Dadgrass is a really good option for that. So Dadgrass is legal, organic, smokable hemp, so you can like chill out without getting completely stoned. All Dadgrass products are federally legal for ages 21 and up, and it ships directly to your door anywhere in the US. Right now, Dadgrass is offering our listeners 20% off for your first order when you go to dadgrass.com/advice. Go to dadgrass.com/advice for 20% off your first order. That's dadgrass.com/advice. Thanks, Dadgrass.
One of my favorite like things to do to kill time is looking at old, especially early 2000s album covers.
Oh yeah, they're an art form in itself.
Look at that.
Somebody needs to make a pop-up museum of old
Yeah.
album aesthetics. Do you think
Us.
we could do it?
Sure.
How would we do it?
No one tell anyone because we're gonna do it.
But how would we even do it? We'll talk about it
We
later.
would, yeah.
Okay.
I was thinking
Okay, you guys-
licensing.
Right.
This
Start
is
an LLC, get a bank account.
I'm gonna say this is my favorite pen.
No, it's a good song. Hold on. We have a lot more entries today. Thank you
Yeah,
guys
thanks,
for sending
guys.
in so many more entries. And I also feel like maybe this topic just kind of like resonated with people more than other topics. But yes, we do appreciate you sending it in. I know our window to send things in is a little small. Someone did acknowledge that, and I want to acknowledge it back because we do record Tuesdays. So it's kind of like 24, maybe like 36 hours after the episode's released. It's kind of something we have to do. So we do miss the people that listen later. But if you we do put what the episode is about in the title. So even if you don't listen to the podcast, but you could just pull from something from the title,
Right.
you guys can always send in whatever you want regarding just what's
Good
what
call
the title.
because we're always like super specific and like
Yeah.
read the descriptions.
This is prescription.
Read the prescriptions underneath the thing because we always like we put thought into that. Kristen does it, but
Yes,
that's what I
but like
meant.
I read it and she says yes.
Yeah.
Like we have the same brain anyway. So you know that card game we've been playing that we told you guys? There's a part of there's in the game you set a card down and the person who's next, they can take the card and draw it if they need it. I'm noticing every time I discard a card, she takes it and she needs it. So I think it's like a subconscious thing.
You're like, oh, my friend needs this.
She needs me, and I'm like putting it down, and then she wins. Okay, so we have a lot. Like I was saying, thank you so much. We have a lot of entries this week, so let's just make this a long episode.
Fun,
Right?
Yeah,
We're not recording anything after this. I'll go first.
cool.
Boom. Long one. Hi guys, can I please stay anonymous? Yes. I'm not sure if this is a form of imposter syndrome, but I thought you might find it interesting anyway. I've always loved art, especially painting, and once I'd left school, I thought it'd be a cool thing to try and make a career out of it. But there was something inside me that doubted my skills, so I decided not to and studied fashion design instead. I enjoyed fashion design, but I couldn't stop thinking about painting. I am afraid to try. But I think I'm afraid of trying to pursue painting as a career and not being good enough of selling any of my work. Any advice for my mental block? Or have you felt anything similar when starting your careers? P.S. Kristen, you were talking about becoming a therapist, and the therapist you talked to in New York said he didn't have a therapist. He just dealt with things on his own. I had a therapist last year, and I asked her the same question. Who do you talk to when you're feeling overwhelmed from your patient problems? She said that part of the training to become a therapist involves learning how to process your patient's problems in a way that it won't negatively affect your mental health and emotional health. She also said she still has a therapist that she talks to, almost like a supervisor, that checks up on her to make sure she's okay, which I found super interesting. Anyway, thanks for another awesome episode. So back to your question. This mental block that you're having, you're scared to pursue painting. It sounds like you clearly did move into fashion design and it's what you're focused on now. I think this can kind of be a blessing in disguise for you that you've built this, like, what I'm assuming is, stable career in fashion design, and maybe slowly start bringing in a side hustle of painting.
That's what I was going to say.
Yeah.
Just keep at it.
Just keep doing it just because it obviously feels good. And if you want to start selling, I feel like there's a lower risk there because you're still making your money through the career that you pursued other than painting, and just like kind of like play both. And then there'll, hopefully become this beautiful, like, soft spot where you're able to make the jump over to your other thing. That's kind of what I did.
Yeah.
I wanted to leave TED where I was at, and I waited literally until my AdSense was as much as my monthly check at TED. And I was like, okay, now I can make the jump. So maybe do that.
I was going to say fashion design and painting, you're clearly a creative person is what I'm trying to say.
For sure.
What if you tried to just marry the two? Like, start doing like on the side, start doing cool shits with your cool shit with your fashion design, and like involve your painting somehow. Like, start painting on fabric, start like blowing up your paintings and start cutting out like patterns with that. Like, there's ways you can marry your passion and how you make your money. It's just like how you start to do that. That's true. You'll kind of finagle, but yeah, it's like Kristen said, like, it's good that you have this, you've set yourself up clearly.
Yeah. Luckily they're two very alike industries.
Right.
Because sometimes you hear people who, like, literally, my finance manager, I'm meeting with her tomorrow. You guys don't care. Literally, I don't know why I had to put that in. She had been in finance for over a decade, and she's great at it and she likes it, but she's a creative, and she just quit like a few months ago, and now she's full creative. But there's people in that position, I'm sure even some people listening, where you're working literally like a polar opposite industry. Yeah. So I'm really proud of you for still kind of, nurturing your creativity and staying in fashion design, because that shit's dope too.
This is, she said, no need to be a non, and it's from Chantal, and that's actually one of my favorite names ever. Beautiful. I had a friend named Chantal in high school, and I loved her name. Okay. This episode couldn't have been more perfect for where I am in life right now. I've had imposter syndrome more than I've ever felt in my life for the past 3 months. I started a new job as a child development specialist, in which I provide early intervention for children with disabilities. After 3 hours of orientation, I was thrown into the field. The first 2 months, I felt this overarching sense of imposter syndrome, especially because I am working with these children in their formative years, and most only have 2 to 3 years of government funding before they are left to their own devices. So that was already an immense amount of pressure. And to top it off, the parents of the children I was paired with looked obviously disappointed when I met with them for the first time. Granted, I am 24 and look quite young, so I'm sure they were thinking, oh great, what does she know? I spent almost every night after work crying because I thought that these parents deserved better than me. Thankfully, I was able to express these feelings to my mom and my friend. They acknowledged my fears and didn't say it was all going to be okay. Instead, they kept reminding me of my educational background, the knowledge I brought to the table, and the fact that I was worried about the futures of these children showed that I cared and would therefore do everything I could to help them despite my self-doubts. I still have days when I get home and feel defeated that someone else would be better suited for my position, but I give myself a little pep talk. I remind myself of my past accomplishments, the successes I've already had with the kiddos I work with, my passion to help them achieve independence, and that it's okay to not know everything. After all, we're all here to learn. It never stops. I love that. Chantal, you like the fact that you've gotten yourself to this place to give yourself this pep talk of like basically all the things that we talked about on Monday, like all the steps to kind of like lessen your anxiety about having imposter syndrome. This is awesome. And I'm so glad you have your support system and your mom and your friends.
For sure. I think it's, this might be shitty to hear, but I think in a way, oh, it was my own hair. Imposter syndrome kind of isn't going to go anywhere.
Right.
It's how you cope with it. And it sounds like you have a really amazing little cocktail that you throw yourself into when you're feeling low. And I'm glad you recognize it for what it is and you feel it, but then you also are able to move on from it. That's very admirable.
Right.
Okay, next one. Imposter syndrome. Hello, sweetie mamas. I want to share something I practice that consistently helps me with weaseling my way out of I can't read.
Hello,
sweetie mamas.
You were just saying that you know how to read like
I know,
really
guys,
good.
I'm so good at reading. I know. I feel like you can make a compilation of how many times in these episodes I'm like, hold on, I can't read. I don't know. I think it's because like it's just like different, and like when you throw slang into it, like my brain. Okay, I'm making it.
And you're reading someone else's words. Well, that's what books are too.
But like nobody like proofread this.
Right.
Okay, moving on. Hello, sweetie mamas. I want to share something that I practice that consistently helps me with weaseling my way out of that heavy and hard wave of feeling like I quote, I have not earned my spot. Oh my God. This may be counterintuitive for some, but I try to remember how everyone has their strengths and weaknesses. The collaborative personalities and skill sets of those around you make up all parts of a machine. Some pieces have been a part of the process for longer than others. Some are newer, have more breaking in and learning to be done. If you're a part of a machine that you belong in, you'll care about giving it your all. As humans, we're almost always going to wonder if our all is good enough. Your time and energy are precious, whatever you choose to spend them doing. Try to sincerely look at all the value that holds. Whether it works out or all of your deepest fears of not being the one for the job all come true, the best thing you can do is give it a shot like you belong there and want to be there. I don't like just saying, quote, accept it for what it is, or, quote, fake it till you make it, because it presents so differently for everyone. I totally agree it could be I totally agree it could be talked about more. Love you guys more than you know. Love, Haley. This is
Haley Miller.
Yeah, Haley Miller. Hey,
Hi, Haley.
Fun fact, Haley Miller and the two of us have gone to school together for years, and I just love her to pieces. She's a fucking angel. Literally, Haley, your aura is like the brightest, warmest yellow. You are an angel. I love watching you grow on social media. I know like we only talk over that. I'm so proud of you and how far you come, and I admire you so much. And you just spit fucking facts.
Yeah.
Like that was kind of like a perfect marry of being sensitive with yourself, but also quite literally facts.
Yeah. The wheels in the machine, like
just give it your all.
Yeah.
We're all just like little machines. We're just little machines. We're just little tools. Like, come on, guys. I'm gonna fucking cry. I also live by that when it comes to love. Leanna taught me this years ago. I forget what the situation was, but she was just like, just give the person your all, and if it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. Then you can walk away at least with no regrets of being like, oh, I should have tried this. Oh, I should have done that. Like, if you just give it your all, yeah, you might get burned, but you
only ever want to give your all in the real scenario. So like, why hold back from the jump?
You're still practicing like a hefty work ethic, or if we're not talking in the workspace, in love, you're still practicing giving all your heart to somebody, because at the end of the day, that's what fucking life's about. It's just giving it your all. So thank you, Haley. I love that.
That was great.
Fire.
Okay. This is my next one. This episode kind of opened my eyes. I didn't realize I had imposter syndrome. Like, I knew what it was, but I had never taken the time to analyze if I had it or not. All I'm going to say is it doesn't seem to be a bad thing for me, at least. Like, it always keeps me working harder and smarter. I'm 22 and I bought my first house at 19. Holy fuck.
Okay, sick.
Snaps. And I was the first to graduate college in my family, even though I'm the youngest. My family came from nothing in a different country, and now here we are. I constantly think I don't deserve what I have, or that I need to try even harder to get farther and work towards deserving what I have. Is that still considered imposter syndrome? Please let me know, because thinking about this is very new to me. So if I don't have it, please say something. LOL, y'all are dope, by the way. That is a part of, based on the podcast episode that I listened to and I referenced on Monday's episode, that is a part of imposter syndrome, is like the knowledge that you are kind of starting from 3 steps back and you have to work harder. That's dope that you have like this positive perspective on it, because a lot of people see that as like a as starting from way farther behind than other people is like a negative thing. But the fact that you're like, hey, it's helping my work ethic, and then I'm just working harder and I've gotten farther in life. It's like you're looking at it as this long like kind of timeline of your life, and you're like, I've gotten farther because I work harder, instead of like everyone starting at the same point and I'm only this far. I don't know. Does that make sense?
That fully makes sense.
Like, that's so dope.
I think you would like the book that I was suggesting earlier. It seems like you have that mentality. Also, anything we ever say on this podcast, I feel like I also want to say this on a Monday episode for like all the peeps. Like us labeling whatever something is, like, first of all, it's called Oddvice. Like, we're not licensed professionals.
Know shit. I listened to a 20-minute podcast.
We don't know shit. We literally don't know shit. So never worry about like putting yourself in a box. Like, I don't, even if you are or aren't, or like, okay.
Don't feel like you have to question yourself just because of something that we talk about.
Right. Like, don't let it, we like it when it like tickles your guys' brains, it gets you critically thinking, but don't ever feel like you have to like
label yourself.
Right. I relate to this a lot when it comes to ADHD. This will make sense in a sec. My sister has it, Leanna has it. Like, they both have like medication for it. They've been diagnosed for it. And I constantly hear from the two of them, like, things that they struggle with. And I actually do relate to a lot of it, but I find myself being like, oh my God, like, do I need, and then I'm like, hold on. Even if you have tendencies of a certain syndrome or, disorder or whatever, you don't have to put yourself in that box.
Yeah.
You can still like acknowledge it, but don't feel like at the end of that entry, it said, please tell me if I do or not. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
You're fucking vibing. You're good. Don't fix it if it ain't broken. Don't trip about it. You're clearly like good with how your work ethic's going. It's working for you and your lifestyle. And that's great.
Right.
If anything, you're already past it. You skipped the steps.
Yep.
Like, you're at the point where we're all trying to get to.
Yeah. Good call out.
Okay. Next one. This one, the start of it caught my eye. I haven't read it though. So let's see. It says imposter syndrome after a breakup. Don't have to be a non. This is Lauren. Hey ladies, love y'all, and you guys have got me through so much. I love y'all's energy. I recently went through a situation breakup, and I was in this cycle for, not even joking, 6 years, and it recently ended after he cheated on his girlfriend with me on a drunken night out. After ending things, I feel as though I don't really deserve to feel heartbroken since we were never really together. Just thought it related to the imposter syndrome, and I connected it to a lot, and it was comforting to hear. Anyway, thought it'd be an interesting take and some could relate. Keep doing what y'all are doing, Lauren. I think this is totally valid. Again, we don't have to label it imposter syndrome. I think your pain, your hurting is just valid no matter what. I'd be hurt too.
Right.
6 years of someone being part of like your routine.
Right.
It's gonna hurt when it's gone, and you are totally allowed to feel that heartbreak and everything. I don't know if that'd be imposter syndrome though.
It's like when you said it's. Oh, let me see what she said.
Isn't like imposter syndrome arguably like kind of more in the workplace?
But
like, what the fuck do we know?
That's
Us just fully discrediting this whole podcast right now.
I don't really deserve to feel heartbroken because it wasn't. Yeah. I don't know. It's an interesting take.
Mm-hmm. I think you deserve to feel
Right.
whatever you want to feel. But within your healing, you know, if it gets to the point where you're like, I can't get over it, what the fuck? Like, you can start bringing in those other factors if need to. But like, you feel whatever you want to feel.
Yeah. We all deserve to feel our feelings. Okay. Here's my next one. Hi, Alex and Kristen. Hi. This isn't necessarily a new thought, but I feel like I may have experienced imposter syndrome in school. I just graduated this year, and since junior year, when quarantine hit, I've been talking to mental health counselors because I had experienced a pretty sudden switch in my mental health. Now we're trying to confirm whether I have ADHD, and a YouTuber who also has it, as a woman, explained how many people with ADHD may feel imposter syndrome because they feel like their failure to stay on task overrides their accomplishments when it comes to the actual skill set they have. My therapists were constantly telling me what a good student I am, and I found it so hard to believe at the time. I told myself, maybe I used to be, but now I'm the worst there is. And when I look back, I should have confidently separated myself from my performance then and before because I was obviously going through a lot. I actually eventually want to go to school to be a counselor myself. I've wanted to since 8th grade, but I'm waiting to get footing with my mental and physical health so I don't go through the same thing again. I think you could be a good therapist, Kristen, because I'm always afraid that when I explain my feelings, people can't even imagine the weight of them, and that makes them less significant in that person's eyes. I also considered myself an empath, and it makes me feel powerful. This is long as fuck. I love you guys. If this gets in, my name is Kaya. Sounds like your friend's name. Oh, Kaya.
Kaya.
It's cute. It's spelled Kiah.
Kaya. That makes sense. How do people say like Kia? Probably.
Yeah.
Kia.
It looks
Kaya.
like it could be.
Yeah. Every time I see names spelled like unconventionally, I always think about how Starbucks pronounces it.
Yeah.
That's like where my mind goes immediately. This is amazing. I think you should absolutely do it. You saying you want to kind of get a hold on your mental health, obviously you know where you're at more than anybody, more than we'll ever know through a phone. But do you ever feel like, I'm just being devil's advocate here, do you ever feel like maybe you're waiting for something that's not necessarily just gonna come?
Yeah.
And you're gonna be like, okay, I'm ready. I say that because I think sometimes, speaking for myself, like when I set goals with ultimatums regarding my mental health, it actually makes my mental health worse.
Right.
It like puts me in this weird state of like almost trying to force and speed up a process that you really can't force or speed up. I don't know. I just want to throw that out there just because I related to that. And I know sometimes I self-sabotage myself and I'm like,
You're not ready yet.
but like, are you ever going to fucking be ready? Like
Sometimes you need to just get over the hump to be ready.
Yep. So just putting that out there.
That's
Just putting it out there, Kaya.
great point.
But you're ready. The fact that you've known you want to do it since 8th grade, like when kids know what they want that early, you gotta listen to that. Like that's called a calling.
That's your passion.
Yep.
So our next sponsor today is Ana Luisa, and my favorite thing about Ana Luisa is that all their pieces are like really cute and dainty and they go with anything. I'm wearing their earrings right now. They're so cute. They have like these really pretty cobalt blue details. And I also ordered another pair that have like a really cool abstract print. They have things from like really dainty pieces and then like more chunky items. And the best part about it is that they don't tarnish and they don't turn your fingers or your skin green, which is like so hard to do. I'm totally like the type of jewelry wearer that doesn't take it off ever. So Ana Luisa is perfect because you don't have to worry about it. What's also great is their pieces are sustainable. So they're a carbon neutral company, which is amazing. And they also source all of their products sustainably. They're also really affordable. So their pieces start at $39, which is like a good price point for something you're going to wear anywhere. I absolutely recommend going to Ana Luisa. So go to shop.analuisa.com/oddvice. Again, I absolutely love them. Their pieces start at just $39 and they are currently running the biggest sale of the year. You can get 20% off if you go to shop.analuisa.com/oddvice. That's shop.analuisa.com/oddvice for 20% off. Thanks, Ana Luisa.
Okay, next one. This is long.
Love it.
Hey.
Hey.
Oh, wait, hold on. The first sentence. I will try to keep this brief. You did not keep it brief. Hold on. Did she? I don't think we have to be anon. Guess who it is?
Who?
Heather.
Heath.
Hey.
Oh, I hope this is a long one.
I'll try to
Girlfriend.
keep this brief, but like many others, I've been dealing with imposter syndrome for a handful of years now. And it's got a big reason why I started therapy. And then in parentheses, Alex.
Fuck, I know, dude.
We're waiting. So I got some stuff to say about how I've been dealing with it. And then at the end, I have some questions for you guys. I'll start by saying what has helped me is being really intentional about the words I use and making sure I catch myself when my mindset isn't positive. For example, I received my yoga teaching certificate in February 2020. I had never really planned on doing that. I kind of just fell into it. And throughout the process, I told myself, I'm just doing this for me. I'm not actually going to teach, which some people actually do. And then towards the end of the program, I started getting the feeling of, well, maybe, I don't know, and decided to take the plunge to set up an audition at a studio once I graduated. It ended up being scheduled the next week lockdown started, so it never happened. Like many other industries, the yoga world got totally fucked by the pandemic, and for the rest of 2020, I used that as an excuse to not try and teach at all, even though in the back of my head, I knew I wanted to. Not only that, but I knew I was good at it too. One time, I was with a group of fellow yogis, and someone asked, "Is anyone teaching here?" This one woman who had gone through the same training as me and knew about my ups and downs with trying to teach looked at me and said, why aren't you saying anything? And I said, well, I'm not a teacher. And she said, do you want to teach? And I said, yeah, I think so, but... And before I could even finish, she said, then you are a teacher. I know this sounds like some kind of manifesting and The Secret type shit, but I don't necessarily mean it like that. I mean catching moments like that and actively deciding to switch your narrative. So much of imposter syndrome is saying things like, yeah, these are my skills, but, and discrediting our hard work and invalidating our own wants. Wow, that's a great sentence. Like I said, I've been working on it for a few years and that stuff hasn't gone away, but becoming more aware of when those moments happen or when thoughts like, I'm a fraud or I don't know what I'm doing, etc., pop up, it has helped me to start basically redirecting my brain and stop that negative loop. Like you guys said, it's very similar to the common ways to deal with anxiety. Another thing that I do that helps is literally saying to myself, I am the shit. My teacher during the yoga program made us do this before we do a mock class, and I still do it now. Before a scary meeting at work, before I have to hand in a project for work and I feel like it's not good enough, and even before my yoga class that I now teach once a week at a studio and get paid for it. It goes great with power poses as well. Definitely try it. Also, I'll try not to drag on for too much longer. Something I realized literally within the past year is that adults are just kids that pretend like they know what they're doing. I'm going to pause here. I look at everybody, like when I was in New York especially, I do it whenever I'm alone. And I look at like strangers and, you know, when you're driving and you're like, oh, everybody in these cars have somewhere to go. That's how I look at humans, but with the kid thing. Yeah. That's just a big kid that like knows how to wipe their ass now.
Right.
Like they literally don't know shit. I think that as a kid, I always thought once I reached adulthood, I would be welcomed with a book or pamphlet on how to proceed into this new level of life. Kind of like how when you get your first period and you're handed the book to tell you what to do. If you know, you know. I didn't get that book, but Alex did.
Oh my God, yeah. The
girls like on the front. Girl on the front, yeah. And I think a lot of my imposter syndrome has come from the fact that I don't feel like I was welcomed into this adult club yet. So I constantly feel like I snuck into it without anyone noticing because if they notice, I would have gotten a book. And now I've been undercover for too long that if I didn't get noticed, if I did get noticed, I'll be kicked out. Does that make sense? Again, I'm in therapy. Don't worry.
Yes, that makes total perfect sense.
Anyway, now that I've shared my own wisdom, I almost put that into quotations and actively fought myself to not include them. Progress. I want to get your guys' take on another part of this. So, if you guys remember from a couple episodes ago, I told you how last fall I quit my stable job and now I'm mostly working remote part-time. The yoga is a side gig for now because it doesn't pay the bills. Well, to put it SUCCINCTLY.
Succulently?
Succulents.
Let me see.
I don't. This is a big word.
Succinctly.
What does that mean? Like to wrap it up? Okay. New word. I learned two things today.
Heather.
Thanks, Heather. Literally has a PhD in life. I realized I'm too good for my current job. Facts. I know I took it. I know I took it out of desperation because of many different factors. But recently, I've realized that when I was deep into looking for work, I was not going after a lot of positions because I didn't think I had the right skill set. Because I'm a fraud that doesn't know how to do anything. I feel like a lot of the talk and a lot of what I've worked through with imposter syndrome has been about it affecting your current position and how do I not let it affect my perspective when looking for something new. Applying and interviewing for jobs sucks, and I've never been great at selling myself, and I think it's really because of my imposter syndrome telling me everything I'm not. So I'm interested to see what you guys think and how you would approach another round of job hunting, keeping that in mind. P.S. The East Coast rules, and I think you guys would fully thrive out here, even if it's just for a year or two. Do it, y'all. Okay, bye. Love, Heather. No, we're going to do it.
Heather.
We're going to fucking do it. Don't worry. Did I even have to say anything? What was the question?
So I relate to that a lot.
The job hunting thing.
Yeah. That was a hump of mine that I got over. I would do the same thing. I can't apply to any of these. I'm not qualified. They wouldn't want me. I'm fresh out of school. A, B, C, D, E, F, G. But
isn't that what Kourtney Kardashian says?
She like signs off with that.
So stupid.
But I got to a point where I literally needed a job so bad that I was like, fuck it. I need to just apply to everything. And I just like switched my mindset and literally applied to jobs that I thought I wasn't qualified for, but we're humans and we are way better at things than we give ourselves credit for. And you probably are qualified for it.
Yeah.
So, I say just apply for everything.
Literally, you just have to do it.
I applied for a job when I was 18 that you needed a bachelor's degree. I didn't fucking have that, obviously. You needed a bachelor's degree, and it was for an executive position. I walked in, and she was like, I can't legally ask this, but like, you're really young, huh? And I was like, yeah, I'm 18. And she was like, do you want the job?
Be like, I'm literally here.
Yeah, literally had the job for like 3 years. It was such a cool position. Like, people, if you walk in confident as fuck, show what you can bring to companies, people will hire you.
Yup.
Job descriptions, qualifications, like must-haves, and like people, like what they like might want from people. It's all just fluff.
Yeah.
Like, obviously have some of the skills,
of course,
but like
I think that structure of a job description is also something that's gonna slowly kind of fade away. I think people are just copy and pasting templates 100%. Now that just like look pretty and make the company look super professional. Something I did during like job application shit was like, I just let them know how much of a sponge I am.
Yes.
And I've also been on the other side of it where I've hired people through old positions and like, oh my God, hold on. You know when your forehead's so itchy under a beanie? I have that right now. And something that like I've even told applicants, I've told my friends, like companies often want someone who isn't coming from this really prestigious position, because they want to train you how they want to train you.
Right.
Let me fluff that a little bit. Sometimes if you're coming from a job that you've been at a long time and you go to a new job, you still have that mentality and that the way of things worked at that old company, at company A. But now you're at company B. And sometimes it's frustrating for new employers when people are so stuck in their company A, their past job mentalities. So it's actually really nice to be this new, fresh applicant, because they're like, you're a sponge. Like, we could teach you our ways. You're not going to come in with this like hard-headed, non-adaptable mentality. I just want to throw that out there.
One of, yes, that's a huge factor of like getting hired. I feel like
I did it. It was like, it was something literally when I was going through applications, my boss was like, hey, like look for people who are like new.
Right.
We want to be able to train them. Obviously this depends on the position. If you're applying to be like, you know, vice president of something, that's a little different. You need to have credentials for that. But, you know, like general entry level jobs, entry level to mid-level,
Yeah.
they still want a sponge.
I in my interview for the job I have now, she was like, "Do you have any questions for me?" And I said, or she asked she asked how she thought I would be a good fit to the team, and I said,
Very common question you'll get.
very common question, and I said, I feel like I just want to work for someone who I can learn from, and I'm still like wanting to intake all this information, but I also want to be able to show my skills and add to the team. And she literally stopped and was like, oh. And then later on she told me she literally hired me because I said that.
Yep.
Like, people want someone who can bring something new to this dynamic but also be able to mold in really nicely.
Yep.
Yeah.
I think that's very well said. I think a lot of it is staying true to your personality. I'm just talking about how to like nail a job.
I love this.
We should do this.
Yeah. Would you guys want a full episode on like
A job interview.
job interviews, interview tactics? Oh my God, fun.
I think we should. I say this because when I did my interview at TED, I think I told you this. At the end, we did all our shit, blah, 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 blah. And at the end, he was like, before you go, what color is my watch? And he had like a leather band watch with like a really nice gold face. And I was like, oh, that's a chestnut leather watch. And he's like, right on. All right, we'll call you, you know, shake hands. We leave. A couple days later, he calls me. I get hired. A couple days after that, it's my first day. And I was like, what I have to ask, like, now that I'm hired, like, why did you ask about my watch? He's like, oh, duh. That's actually one of the biggest reasons why I hired you. The fact that you knew what color leather it was, and the fact that you were so eager to answer it.
And you
like,
didn't just say brown.
right. Like little things like that, they're looking at more in interviews than the like, so what's your background? Like,
Yeah.
I don't know. So just like show your personality too. Like I feel like I'll never forget that. Like he was the
I remember
coolest
when you got
boss,
that
too.
and you called me and you told me that.
I was like, did I get it right? And I knew I did, because that was also that time in my life where I was obsessed with chestnut brown. Like I wore that shit with everything. I don't know. I feel like that's something that helped me. So show your personality. Just fucking try. Like Haley said earlier, just like give it 100. If you don't get fucking hired, then fuck it. They weren't. It wasn't on your path anyway.
You don't want to work for them anyway.
Right. If you really want it, just apply. The worst you're gonna get is no. Just do the interview. The worst you're gonna get is no.
For now. But then you do this interview and you meet so many, like, you're gonna walk into this interview, say you don't get it. If you are confident, if you show your personality, if you're a positive person in the workplace, I guarantee they're gonna remember your face and they're gonna remember your name, and they're gonna hire 2 years down the line, and they're gonna be like, wait, what about that one girl? Hit her up.
Yep.
I swear I've done that.
Or they'll be working in another company.
Yes.
And they'll be like, hey, like,
I've seen the same before.
Because it's the same industry. It's all like, once you get into your industry, the industry's small, no matter the fucking industry. I can vouch for that for 2 industries. And like, it gets smaller and smaller. Also, even if you don't get the fucking job, your anxiety about interviews, you're doing like immersive therapy. Just keep throwing yourself. It's like dating. Like, it's gonna be scary, but if you keep doing it, you get desensitized to it, and you just get better and better. So even if you don't get the job, it was a really great practice run. Boom.
Just apply.
Bitch.
Sit down one night. We're making you do it, Heather.
Yeah.
Sit down one night, get your resume up to par, make it look pretty.
Yep.
You need a cover letter.
Come on. Okay, we have to do this episode.
Yeah,
It's a
we do.
Episode. No, like, we're like, our
In
kids are gonna
PDF
be like,
format, don't ever turn in a Word
I'll turn
document.
this car right around.
If you turn in a Word document, I swear to God, you only upload PDFs. We need to do this.
Yeah, I think so too.
Okay, what time are we at? Hey girls, I love your podcast so much, and I've learned so much from you two. You don't have to keep me anonymous. My name is Paola. One of my first best friends' name is Paola.
Yep.
It's okay if you can't pronounce it. Did I pronounce it
I
wrong?
think we did. Paola.
Paola.
Maybe. Or Paola. Paola. I feel like you can like emphasize.
Yeah, sorry if I mispronounced it. Let us know. I think I've been dealing with imposter syndrome these last few days. I work 2 jobs, one being a substitute teacher and the other being a grocery stock clerk. These jobs aren't what I want to do for the rest of my life, but I treat them like they are. Friday, I was subbing at an elementary school and I had the worst day ever. I couldn't grab the kids' attention and started to have a panic attack when all of a sudden I felt like I couldn't do it. I wanted to go back to school to be a teacher, so subbing for me was to give me experience. I felt like the teachers were pitying me. I thought the principal was going to look at me and say that she wanted me out of the school. I just thought it was me overthinking because I do that a lot. On Saturday, I started a new place in my department. I was working overnights where I was doing really good and I was getting a lot of praise. Now I'm somewhere where I'm completely clueless, and on the first day I was trying to be perfect. I told my own manager that I was scared of letting him down and that I didn't want him to think I couldn't do it. He's really good at handling my mental health and reassured me that I was going to be fine and that he had faith in me. That only made me worry even more. Is this what I've been experiencing, and am I just now figuring it out? Does it ever get easy? I've struggled with mental health my whole life. Anxiety and depression being the main focus in therapy, but could imposter syndrome play into it, especially with other things like relationships and family? Thank you girls for all that you do, and I appreciate if you do read this for the prod. Sorry, I'm going to go back to the questions. Does it ever get easy? No, I feel like we kind of touched on that. Like it's not going to go away. It's just how you kind of manage it. I don't know. Do you have anything to say?
I think that kind of goes with like even shit with anxiety. Like I'm sure your therapist says this too. It never goes away. You just learn how to deal with it. Again, we are not licensed professionals.
Yeah,
we should preface that more and more.
I was gonna say I'm sorry. I don't have much more to say, but like we can't.
My opinion though, and something that you can like dive into with your therapist is just self-esteem. Mm-hmm. I think that will kind of. It sounds like is the base of at least what this entry is reading. Obviously, you are a beautiful book. There's so much more to you than this paragraph that you sent us. Thank you, by the way. But I think really just tackling self-esteem, I think will erase a lot of your doubt.
Yeah.
Those two really go hand in hand. And once you nip one, the other one gets a lot easier. But you're not alone.
Yeah. I relate to when you said it almost puts more pressure on you when they say how much they trust you. It's
yes.
kind of like this, okay, now I really can't fuck up.
That's like how I feel with this podcast. I'm like, you guys sure?
Right.
Like, are you sure? Like, it puts pressure on us. But I mean,
it's all part of it. We all go through it. I definitely go through it.
Them trusting you, and that's part of just like the human experience too. Like just because they're trusting you doesn't mean you can't fuck up, because even if you did fuck up, you're a human and they're going to understand that too. Like It's not like when someone says, I trust you, you can't ever do anything. Like shit happens.
Yeah.
If you're just giving it your all, back to like what Haley's saying, giving it your all and doing everything you can to try your best, I feel like that's all you can do.
And that's where that trust lies. Like, I feel like when a lot of the time we hear people say they trust us, it's almost as if like they trust that we like either know how to come back from like doing something bad.
Intention.
Yeah, it's intention. We're trying our hardest. That's where the trust is.
Exactly.
So just try and remind yourself that.
Okay, this is the last one. This one's a long one. Hey ladies, I hope this is the right place to submit entries. Yes, it is. I love this week's episode. I really liked how you guys said good morning in the beginning, because I do listen to this on my way to work and then on my way home from work on Fridays. So it's a real great start and end to my week.
So good night tonight.
Good night. Sleep well. I really had no idea what imposter syndrome was until Alex started explaining it. Then I went, oh shit, I definitely do the same thing.
Did I fuck up hella people?
No. I am 22 years old and just graduated with my bachelor's degree in psychology. Oh my God, you're literally a celebrity to me. That's so fucking cool. I currently work as a social worker for a private company alongside other women who are around their 30s to 50s who have way more experience in this field than I do. I try to give myself credit by remembering that I got this job 2 weeks before I even graduated college. Also, my boss keeps telling me about how good of a job I'm doing, but I can't help but think that I'm going to fuck it up considering my age, lack of experience, and the fact that I'm dealing with these people's lives and their children's lives, and I'm only 22 fucking years old. My dream job is to become a therapist one day. However, like you both said at the end of the episode, can you even imagine a 22-year-old fresh out of college giving you advice on life and they haven't even experienced anything themselves? So I get trapped in this limbo stage of having the degree, but not having the intelligence or experience as an older adult in this field. What advice would you give me based on my age and wanting to pursue something that people normally think of having to be older in order to do so? Kristen, I definitely think that if you did want to pursue going back to school for this degree, you would do a great job. I'm also a very anxious and empathetic person, but when you're immersed in other people's lives, you can use your empathy and emotions to help these people feel like they are not alone. In some ways, that's better than just throwing basic psychology theories at someone and hoping it sticks. I hope that makes sense. I would also just like to say that you guys do an amazing job with this podcast, and it helps me in so many ways, sometimes disconnecting after a long day of being a social worker. LOL. Thanks, ladies. So also thank you for that compliment. There's a few people saying like I should do it. I'm like, fuck, should I fucking do it?
Yeah, I saw a lot of people.
I'm really happy. Back to your age and whatnot. A lot of people said, like, there was a comment, it was like me watching this as a 24-year-old therapist. I kind of want to maybe do some corrections corner on that comment. I said that lightly, and sorry to anybody that might have offended. That was totally not my intention. I don't necessarily take it back. For me personally, in my journey in therapy, I personally really like an older therapist. That's just me. That's not everybody. But I think what you're doing is what they all had to do too.
Yeah.
They were all 22 in their industry too, generally speaking. So just keep doing what you're doing. Like you're clearly in social work every day, dealing with new people, new experiences, is just making you more, your tool belt more and more equipped for any future clients you'll take on. I get just being young in any industry is kind of hard. I think that's
right.
Just seniority comes into play, and like people looking down and being like, oh my God, I thought I felt an earthquake. That was you moving the bed. That scared the fuck out of me.
I didn't move the bed.
No, when you were nodding a little bit, it was just moving the slightest bit. It scared the fuck out of me. But yeah, it's something like at the end of it, like, what are you going to do? Age?
Right.
Like there's nothing we can do being young in our industries. Just keep doing what you're doing. If it's like, what's the alternative? You stop because you're young, but then you're just going to go be young somewhere else. Like, it's age is really just a number, and it's all just preference on your client. That was literally just like, I said that so lightly. Sometimes things just come out of my mouth and I'm just like, nah. Like it really wasn't a loaded statement at all. And you're clearly so good at what you do. You're changing people's lives every day, and don't let anybody stop you. You earned this degree. Your boss tells you how amazing you're doing. And those are the things we were saying in Monday's episode, is like, take those validations seriously.
Right. People aren't just really going to be nice to you.
That. I mean, maybe sometimes, but like, then, trust what they're saying until they give you a reason not to trust the legitimacy in their compliments.
Right.
Like you're still there. You're not fired. Like, that's how I kind of look at it. I'm like, well, still working. So whatever I'm doing is working. And again, God, everything I'm saying, back to what fucking Haley said, just keep giving it your all. And like, that's all you can do. And you're just going to build more and more of your resume, and you're going to live happily ever after. I had a question before we go.
For who?
For people, and I guess you too, like, I kind of, if you guys are cool with it, I know these episodes are your guys's, but I kind of also want to release this to the public. For some reason.
This one.
Yes. I don't usually necessarily feel that with these Patreon episodes because they're so sacred to you guys. Literally, like, what I'm sure you relate to this too. When we come in and we record a Patreon episode, my mindset's completely different.
Yeah.
Completely different, because there's just this like,
there's comfort like talking to you guys. Right. I feel the same way. Like, no one's gonna judge us. Everyone just like likes us for who we are. Like, you guys clearly support us.
Yeah.
You're not here to like bash us or like call us stupid.
Right. So I do want to say, please let us know if it's not okay. Obviously, we're gonna wait for responses. Like, you guys are gonna get this on a Friday. This could be something we release later. This can be something the public sees later. But would you guys be down? I didn't realize how amazing all these stories were going to be. I
Yeah.
think, you know, we spoke, I mean, you really held that Monday episode so well. Congrats to you, because like that was so fucking good. You spoke so well on imposter syndrome, but now that we're getting real life stories, I
Right.
think it's at least hitting me way different, and I think we can help a lot of other people too. So if y'all are cool with it, if you're cool with it, like, let us know in
Yeah,
the comments.
I'm down.
I guess, yeah, the comments on the Patreon post right now. Let us know what you think. Could be cool. Not something we'd always want to do. Something in this episode, I'm like, I want more people to hear this. So let us know if you'd be down for that. But nonetheless, thank you for support either way. This is probably one of my favorite Patreon exclusive episodes. It was long. I feel like we needed a long one after last Friday's
We had
too.
fun. This was light.
This was really light, but also kind of heavy at the same time. But like, whenever we can just come together and be like, we're all in this together.
Yes, it's the best.
it's
Those make
literally-
for the best episodes.
Exactly. But yeah, we'll leave you at that. It's Friday. Have fun this weekend. Be safe. It's
Oh,
Halloween.
yeah, it's Halloween.
Yeah. This
Ooh,
is
spooky.
it's a big holiday for partying. Please don't drunk driving. None of that. Call a fucking Uber. Like,
Keep an eye out for your friends. Keep an eye out for yourself.
Yes.
Keep, find your friends' locations on.
yes, please. Like, just for this weekend, just put it on. Check your friends' locations. Don't get in the car with anybody who's drinking or impaired in any type of way. Be safe.
Drink water.
Drink so much water. Pop a fucking, I almost said a Molly, but not literally. But what I meant was an Advil. But like, pop a Molly just rolls off the tongue.
Yeah.
But that's not what I meant. I swear.
Don't do Molly. But
Don't
if you
do
do Molly, be safe about it.
Take an Advil after.
Yeah.
Fucking
All
just
right.
kidding. Yeah, let us know.
I think we're past our Molly phase.
I think so too.
I don't see myself maybe like a water bottle sometimes if we're like at Ariana Grande's concert. But
I would
like-
not do Molly at Ariana Grande.
Really?
No. I would just get drunk. I would get like martini drunk. Or like,
You guys, when you see my Halloween costume, it's not Ariana
my
Grande.
God. Oh no. Should we say our costumes? We told on the Halloween
it's
Zoom.
Friday.
Yeah, it's Friday. You guys will see it by now. I'm going to be a fairy. I'm going to be Ted Lasso, a cheerleader, a ghost,
We're
and
going
Spring
out
Breakers.
like 4 nights, by the way.
Yeah, I need all these.
Okay, I'm gonna be. So she's being a light fairy. I'm being a dark fairy.
I'm gonna be Trinity from The Matrix.
And you're not allowed to talk.
Literally not talking. And then we're going to like a dinner too.
Yeah.
Not gonna talk to anyone. Literally not gonna smile. Only gonna drink martinis the whole night.
Just like sip.
Yep.
No noises.
I have the glasses too. Just straight face.
Yeah.
Matrix, fairy. Spring Breakers. We're doing that in a group. And then, I'm being a Survivor contestant.
Oh yes. I was supposed to do that with her, but my shit didn't come in the mail, so that kind of sucks. The Matrix thing, like, I want you to like flirt with somebody, like go up and just be like, "Hi."
Yeah. You know
But
what?
you,
I'll watch the movie.
You
to like
have
really
to
get
stay
into
in
character.
character.
I know. I can't smile at all. It's crazy.
No, you can't. When I'm in Ted Lasso, I want to stay in character too. I want to talk in an accent.
Okay.
And what's funny is I'm probably going to wear that on actual Halloween. And I think we might be going to a club with one of our friends. And like, she's being like a Playboy bunny. And like Leanna's being like a sexy Cupid. And like, everybody's being these like sexy things. And I'm going to sit there. I literally got a stash and a men's wig and a visor. Like, I'm full like Ted Lasso. And I'm just going to be like, yeah, I have a whistle. I know I'm going to get kicked out because I know I'm going to blow when I'm hammered. Quite literally.
I'll be the Matrix that night, so because that's not sexy. I'll be like my trench coat is down to the floor. I'm so excited.
And she's gloves.
I have black gloves, leather gloves, and the glasses.
You can only talk to me.
Wait, okay. So,
Ted Lasso and the Trinity. The duo you never knew you needed.
so Monday's episode. Should we tell them what Monday's is? Sorry,
What is
this
it?
is dragging.
Oh yeah.
We are gonna each dive into a conspiracy theory, but the night that we're recording it, we're going to like a Halloween party after, so we're thinking we'll come dressed up in what we're gonna be dressed up in
Yeah.
and record for you guys.
Yeah. So, but then it's funny because it's coming out November 1st. We're gonna be in Halloween costumes, but who cares?
Yeah,
It literally
good
doesn't
luck.
matter. All right, we gotta go.
Okay.
Love you guys. Let us know again. Let us know if you're cool with that. If not, totally understand. Just throwing it out there because fucking sick.
Sorry, I keep looking at this viewfinder because I have slowly drifted and I've never been in this screen before. So hey guys.
Wait, yeah, you're like off
I was
center in
like-
yours.
There's like probably a couple times where I'm like I'll make sure not to be involved with you guys.
These
are my
different
people.
Literally, they're different people. Like,
These are my people.
I never look at these people. Y'all are weird. I like the middle people. You know.
I never look at the middle.
You know who the middle camera's for? Heather. All right, bye.
Heather. Okay, love you guys. Bye.